What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to Land of Sports, and the Dolphins just took a huge L, but a huge dub at the same time. So the Dolphins came into Sunday with an 81 or 82% chance to make the playoffs, and we ended up not making it. The possible ways we could have made it was either we won against the Bills, which didn't happen, or the Ravens lost against the Bengals, which didn't happen, or the Browns lost against the Steelers, which didn't happen, or the Colts lost against the Jaguars, which did not happen. So we weren't able to make the playoffs, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to have my NFL playoff predictions coming soon, maybe with a couple other people, but that's the huge L. The Dolphins missed the playoffs. It would have been pretty good onto his resume, even though he wasn't starting the whole season. He was a starting quarterback for a lot of the season, and it would have been good as a rookie to lead the team to the playoffs and possibly make it to the second round, because I think that we would have been playing the Titans if we made it. I would have loved to see a Titans versus Dolphins rematch, like Tannehill with his revenge on the Dolphins. It might not feel good for us, because I feel like Tannehill would go off and throw 5 touchdowns in his revenge. But instead, they're going against the Ravens, and like I said, predictions will be coming later. But one huge dub for Dolphins fans yesterday is going to be thanking the Titans. And if you guys remember, the Kenny Stills and Laramie Tunsil trade to the Texans was kind of stupid at first because Kenny Stills was like our second best receiver. But obviously, it was because we were rebuilding. We took 2 in the draft, and Ryan Fitzpatrick was going to mentor him, which worked out pretty well. But we were going to try to collect a ton of draft picks to, take players and figure out where we would end up. And Brian Flores and the management looked at the future. They knew that the Texans were going to be bad, and they for sure accepted that trade because we got 2 first-round picks maybe. I'm pretty sure that we got last year's first-round pick and this year's first-round pick, and maybe a second for this year too. The second could have been for last year, but all I know is that the first for last year maybe got us the 17th or the 23rd pick. I'm not too sure. But one thing I do know is that for this year, the Texans were absolutely garbage. I tell you, garbage. And we ended up with the 3rd pick. The top 2 picks are for the Jaguars and the Jets, but the Jaguars are probably going to take Trevor Lawrence and get rid of Gardner Minshew and have Nick Foles as a backup. And the Jets, I will have my thoughts on them coming in a separate video, actually. But that obviously leaves the Dolphins as the 3rd pick, and obviously they're not going to be taking a quarterback in Trey Lance or Mac Jones, because obviously we have Tua and Fitzpatrick, who there's just no possible reason why we should take another quarterback, So some of the guys that stand out to me are Travis Etienne, who is a running back at Clemson, who is putting up insane numbers. Another running back is also Najee Harris at the University of Alabama, who is also putting up insane numbers. And then 2 wide receivers that I've been looking at back and forth are Jamar Chase from LSU and Devontae Smith from Alabama also. Now those 4 players are from, obviously, LSU, Alabama, and Clemson, who were all one of the top 3. They were the top 3 teams because Alabama did not even make the playoffs last year. But you know what I mean. Alabama's about to win the national championship this year unless Justin Fields leads them to beat, but I kind of doubt that. But either way, I think that the Dolphins are bound to take either a wide receiver or running back, but more likely a wide receiver. Because if you look at the starting wide receivers on the Dolphins, you got Devontae Parker, is 27, so he can mentor some other guys, and then you got Jakeem Grant, who is 28, so he's older than Devontae Parker. And then you got Isaiah Ford, who's 24, was drafted in 2017. Then Preston Williams, who went undrafted, but he's actually a very underrated receiver for the Dolphins. And for running backs, you have Myles Gaskin, who is extremely underrated, was a huge reason why the Dolphins nearly made it to the playoffs after beating the Raiders. And then you have Matt Breida, one of the fastest guys in the league, and then also Jordan Howard, who's kind of up there in age, as Matt Breida's only 25 maybe. So I highly doubt that we take a running back, but one of the guys that I stand out to take is Jamar Chase. But I have been watching highlights about Devontae Smith and Jamar Chase, and I think that the better one is actually Jamar Chase. I think the Bleacher Report actually released a mock draft, and I might be reacting to that soon. And I'm pretty sure it had the Jaguars obviously taking Trevor Lawrence, and then Justin Fields, and then Jamar Chase right after. There is also great offensive tackles on the board there, especially that guy from Oregon. I forgot his name. But we just spent a lot of our we traded for one of the guys last year. We spent money in free agency on one, and we drafted 2 of them. So we've spent we've spent a lot of time trying to protect Tua. So I don't really think that we would waste an opportunity on taking a good wide receiver other than going for an offensive tackle. And then we also do have the 23rd pick, as that's actually our pick, and obviously going from pick number 5 to pick number 23 is a huge jump, so That's going down 18 draft picks, which proves how much we actually improved last year. But I do think that there could be a chance that we pass up on Jamar Chase and try to trade down maybe to number 6, 7, 8, like somewhere around there. We can get some more draft picks back. We trade number 3 and then to maybe, let's say, the Panthers, so they can try to take a better quarterback and like trade Lance or Mac Jones or something, because obviously they're not. Teddy Bridgewater's not a franchise quarterback as we thought he was when he was on the Saints. And then with that 8th pick, we also could get another one of the Panthers picks if they have another first round pick, which I'm not too sure. But I want to try to get another first round pick, which leaves us with a top 10 pick plus another first round pick plus our own 23rd pick, which leaves us with another 3 first round picks. Because then with that, let's say top 10 pick, we take either Jamar Chase or Devontae Smith, whatever the team's, whoever's available. And then maybe we take a middle linebacker, whatever we need. And I think one of the positions that we might need is a better running back, but I'm not really sure where, like Travis Etienne and Najee Harris are going to fall. Because if we look into this year's, or last year's draft, I should say, J.K. Dobbins ended up being like in the second round. Was he in the second round, I think? I think that he was. I think J.K. Dobbins ended up being like a second round pick. Or Clyde Edwards-Helaire actually ended up being the last pick in the first round. We see how that turned out. He's a lot better than some of the running backs taken in the first round. So I think personally that the Dolphins did take a huge L missing out on the playoffs, as we definitely should have. I mean, the Steelers also blew our chance because we got blown out by the Bills in the first place, so that's on us. But then the Steelers couldn't even convert a 2-point conversion, which kind of threw us off. But the huge dub is that Bill O Brien is very, very stupid and traded the 3rd overall pick to us, which ended up having to be this year, to leave us to have a ton of different choices depending on who the Jets take. But I'm going to have my own personal opinion on another video because it's kind of confusing what I think that they should do. But that's going to wrap this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe. Check out the Instagram, linked in the description. And let me know in the comments of what you want to see more of. NFL, NBA, let me know.